Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Justin Dehm Show. This is Scott Kerker along with Metamore head coach Justin Dehm. Coach, kind of a mixed bag this past week. Had a home game last Friday against Dunlap, conference game, home game. Didn't go quite the way you wanted it to, but you kind of knew some things like that were going to happen this year with this team. But irregardless, you still had a chance to win it at the end.
Yeah, we did amazingly. You don't really expect to have a chance to win when you have your most turnovers in a game all year. You go 3 for 20 on threes. You go 9 for 20 on free throws. It was pretty amazing that we had a chance to win it in regulation and overtime, and only lost by 1.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I guess the sidebar to that, and probably something that hurts a little bit more than anything, it was a conference game you lost.
Yeah.
But you also lost the home winning streak.
Yeah, that was the big one, obviously, was losing the 50-game home win streak. And especially just to lose it like that, to lose it to a team that came in with 5 wins, a team that we think if we play a much better game, we should win that by double digits. It would have been something to, lose to a team that's highly ranked in the state, or you lose to a team like Peoria High or East Peoria, a Morton, who we got at home next week. So somebody who you feel like is as good or if not better than you, but to lose it to a team that we felt we should not have lost to at home was what made it really tough.
Yeah, and I thought that it was going to, after that game, we kind of talked at the grill afterwards and thought, okay, this is going to be a real test. How are we going to respond? You don't have school on Monday.
Yeah.
And then you got to get on a bus. You got to drive, an hour, 40 minutes away to Moline, go to a great venue in Morton Fieldhouse.
Yeah.
Playing against a team that was coming in at 15-4, I believe.
Yeah, they were playing really good.
And they were playing some really good basketball, and you're thinking, you're coming off a real heartbreaking loss. How are you going to respond? And I think, the good thing of it is, and it probably had to make you feel a little bit better, knowing that your kids came out and you led from pillar to post. You scored the first 6 points, and I think that might have been as close as they got the whole game.
I think it was, yeah. I think they cut it to 10 later on in the fourth quarter. But, yeah, after that 6-point run, it's always nice to get on top of the game early and make them have to call a timeout and talk about some adjustments and stuff like that. So to come out like that was not only the start, coming off a tough loss at home, but just the whole game, to play well the whole time, end to end, to get up 15 or 18 in the second half and not take our foot off the gas and just keep grinding it out was really satisfying for us. And having a long drive home, obviously you don't want to drive home from the Quad Cities after losing, and so that's the second time this year we've come home from a win from Moline and East Moline.
Yeah, and that's a nice long drive, and the thing that I liked, and you mentioned it a little bit. They cut the lead. I believe it was late in the third quarter to a 10-point game.
Yeah.
I believe you got a timeout.
Cut it to 10, called a timeout, and I think we came out and hit a 3, scored again, got it right back to 16 or 18 really quick.
You got it back to 20.
20.
You went on a 10-0 run yourself.
Wow.
And, I thought that was a really good sign, that your kids are responding. And there's going to be a few bumps in the road with this young team, and but I thought your kids came out. You got contributions from everybody that played.
Yeah, sure did. Everybody played, made their mark on the game, and made a big impact. All 8 guys, I think 7 guys scored, and I think Ashton Taylor might have been the only guy that didn't score, but had a couple assists, had a couple rebounds, and had some really nice plays for us.
Yeah, I thought that was a big key to your game. And the other thing, too, and it was so good, when you guys are playing really good basketball, you get the ball inside, and then they're kicking it out to wide open shots, and you're hitting those threes. And I thought on Monday, you guys did that really, really well.
Yeah, we always talk about shot selection, and we're trying to get threes. We're trying to get as many good threes as we can. Obviously, we want to hunt layups first. We talk about gold medals. Layups and free throws are gold medals. Silver medals are standstill threes. Bronze medals are those bad shots you don't want to take, mid-range jumpers or threes off the dribble. So the more we can hunt layups, and then when they take away the paint, kick it out for silver medals and get those threes. Inside out is always the best. It's how everybody practices, right? You shoot on the shooting gun, and you're facing the basket, you're squared up already, and as opposed to ball coming from the side or ball coming from the side, which is just a shot you don't practice as much. You got to have a passer and a rebounder, or the gun passes to somebody. It's just more natural. The way people practice basketball is pass comes from the middle, and it's right here. It's not necessarily how you shoot most of your shots in games, so we got to try to practice it the other way as much as we can, but we always shoot better when the ball's coming from inside out, for sure.
The other thing, too, that I thought was really critical in your game, and I thought it was really good to see, is you had picked up, I think, 3 charges? Maybe I know 2 for sure.
2, 1 got overruled. I think they called like a push on the ground before I think it was Briggs got in there and tried to take another charge.
And that was a really close call. I couldn't believe they overturned it, but you guys were picking up charges. It stopped them from making a lot of drives to the basket.
Yeah, definitely.
And the other thing that I thought was really big was, and he got him, and we'll talk to these guys a little later, but Brady Jones and Sam Koch both, and I believe Cam Beekman also. They all 3 of those guys had some big blocks for you.
Yeah, definitely. I think Sam had at least 3 blocks. Cam's so long, even just putting his hands up around the basket, it just deters people. Once or twice, their best player drove it in there, and he got in there, and he saw Cam's long arms, and he just decided to dribble right back out or pass it back out. So it's not always about the blocks. The blocks show up in the stat sheet, but just being around the rim and deterring shots or altering shots is really more important than blocking them.
Right.
We don't really try to celebrate blocks a lot. The more you talk about blocks, the more kids jump and get out of position or foul. So we just talk about walling up. Just having your hands up is going to make most high school kids miss the shot.
And you did that very well. I was going to mention that too. There were times where you guys were just walled up, and they had some bad shots, and you must have out rebounded them probably 2 to 1.
Yeah, I think we had 48% offensive rebound rate, meaning we got 48% of all of our misses back, which is outstanding. We try to get 33% or more. We try to get a third of our rebounds. The last 5 I think every game in January we've been 33% or higher. 2 games we've been 45 or higher. 2 games we've been 50 or higher. So we've been rebounding a lot. I think Zach Bourne playing a lot more with Gavin being hurt has definitely helped our rebounding. Playing Cam a little bit more helps our rebounds. I think he went in and got a rebound on the first 3 possessions of that game. Just so long and has great timing and knows where the ball is coming off.
You got big Redbird Round Ball Classic coming up this weekend. You got Washington. You got some payback there. And then you've got one of the best scoring teams in the state in Yorkville Christian coming in.
Yep.
So that on Saturday is going to be a big game. Washington's the big one, though.
Yeah, definitely. Washington comes in with a pretty good record. I think they only got 2 losses in conference right now. Lost to Morton, lost to East Peoria. Close loss to East Peoria last time they played them. Game that we felt like we let slip away, right? We led for 30 minutes. Got 2 technicals in the game. We're up 7 with 3 minutes to go. Got our second technical, which led to a 5-point possession. And then, kind of sat Logan for the rest of the game. Maybe we win that game if I don't sit him. We needed his ball handling and his defense, but it was kind of one of those games we needed to learn a lesson. And if we lose, we lose. We haven't got any technicals since then. So I feel like we've learned our lesson. And this time, if we can defend the way we did for 30 minutes and take them off their 3-point line and turn them into drivers and tough 2s, we're going to have a good chance at home, and it's going to be similar style. Yorkville Christian, they shoot a ton of 3s. They have a point guard going Division I. I think SIUE. He's a tremendous player, tremendous passer. He's a really good player. He's be fun to watch. They play like a press, and they try to speed you up and play fast possessions, and they're willing to give up quick 2s so that they can come down and shoot a lot of 3s.
So that's going to be a challenge, and that's what you want.
Yep.
You've got a team that your goals are not just getting to a section or a regional championship. It's probably to win it and go further.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want a good competition. You want something to show when we go back and watch the film. This is what we got to do better. You don't get better by playing teams that you can handle easily. You can ask some of the teams in our conference who've had weak schedules in December, and then they lose a couple games in January. It's like, okay, now we're playing good teams and we got to adjust. So our philosophy is always to challenge the team in January and December before we get to the big games at the end of the season, so that we've been in those environments already. We've taken some tough losses. We've played some tough road games. We've played some neutral sites and played some shootout style games. We played some games with very little time to prepare, but we've also played some games where we have a couple days to prepare and get a game plan ready.
And you've played games where it was, and I'm saying this because it's the way it looked, is that you challenged them by playing a tough game on a Friday night and then getting on a bus early in the morning and driving for, close to 2 hours to play another tough team. So, it's almost like some mental games being played there too. And those are going to make you tougher down the road.
Yeah, and also just playing well-coached teams. Moline is a team that we got a lot of respect for their coaching staff. We share a lot of game films and scouting reports back and forth with those guys. Just we've developed a relationship over the years with them, and we've kind of known some of their players, the Brock Hardings and the Owen Freemans, with our guys through AAU, and then when we both went to state championship the same year, and we were in the same hotel, and we hung out with their coaches after the game. A couple of their players hung out with our players, and we still, when we went to play United Township, we were texting back and forth on the bus, and they were sending us stuff, and here's what they call this, and here's what they call that, and whenever they're playing somebody from down here, we'll reciprocate with them. So we want to challenge them against a team that can watch some of our film and say, this is who we got to stop, this is what we got to take away, because that's what the Middle Illini teams are going to do, and that's what postseason game is going to be like. We're not going to be able to just run our best sets and get whatever we want. Like, we go to the Jack Tosh or we go out of town and play teams that aren't as familiar with us. We can kind of do that, but that's not going to be a way we play and have success in the postseason.
Not in the Middle Illini either.
No.
So. Coach, you're 14-6. You've got a really good record, and you probably feel like you've left a few games on the court.
Yeah.
But you're coming down to the heart of the schedule, and you're closing in. I think you've got 10 games left in the regular season?
9 in the regular season. Yep, we're exactly 2/3 of the way through our guaranteed games. We get one postseason game, so we got 30 guaranteed. We got to win that 30th if we want another one, but we're 2/3 of the way there. It's been fast.
Yeah, it's been fast. It's been fun. Been a little frustrating at times, but that's the way it's supposed to probably be.
Yep.
That way you appreciate the wins a little bit more.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Coach, congratulations! You've had a nice run. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we'll introduce you to a few of the Metamora players. Welcome back to the Justin Dehm Show. I'm here with Sam Koch and Brady Jones. All right, guys, both you guys are sophomores. Brady, you've had a year of experience, so you're probably a sophomore in age, but you're more experienced than most sophomores in the Mid-Illini Conference. What has been the biggest challenge for you as sophomore playing varsity and kind of being critical parts to the Metamora offense and defense? Sam?
Oh, me? Just not having as much experience. I don't really know.
Is it faster?
Yeah, it's definitely faster than freshman games and JV games, but I feel like I've had good coaches and teammates to help me prepare. And yeah.
Brady, for you, you're looked at more to do more things now as a sophomore than you did last year as a freshman. But you've had a whole year getting used to that speed and the physicality. Has it been has it been what you expected as far as your sophomore year?
Yeah, definitely. I have a way higher expectation now than last year.
Has it been easier to make that adjustment, to be more of the guy that they look to get points?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Just being a role guy last year, but yeah.
Yeah, you were kind of one of the fourth or fifth option, but this year you're probably one of the top 2 or 3 for sure, and maybe even higher than that. But so far, when you look at your season, what's been one of the biggest surprises so far in your season to this point? Sam?
That triple overtime game is pretty surprising. I mean, I definitely think we were rightful to win it, but to go to triple overtime and
in Morton,
where
in
we had
Potter
one
box.
in a Potter box. But yeah, that was surprising, but fun.
Brady?
Yeah, for sure. Say the Morton game and the Peoria High one. That one was fun.
Yeah, both those games. One went home, one on the road. As you kind of get towards the final stretch of this season, you've got some payback games coming up. You got one this Friday, and then you got another one. You got a couple more coming up. What do you think is the biggest obstacles to finish the season strong, Sam?
I think we just gotta keep having good practices, because that's what kind of messed with us last week. So if we just keep having good practices and overcome that, then I think we'll we'll be just fine.
Brady?
I'd say just remember how, we did lose to them, so we got to come out strong and just go at them.
You got a couple other tough non-conference games. You got Yorkville Christian on Saturday, and then coming down the road a little ways, you've got Springfield High, I believe, comes into town too. Both of those teams, pretty solid basketball teams. Different though. Are the different styles? Is that tough on you to get ready to play? One night you may play one, maybe a slow down team. The next night you might play a team that is fast paced. Or do you just worry about what you got to do? Sam?
I feel like we just got to worry about us and just figure it out.
Yeah, we'll for sure work on it in practice, and we'll get ready for it.
Do you guys feel that the better you prepare in practice, the better your games have been?
Yeah, it definitely correlates.
All you guys are back next year. You're the only team in the conference that returns all 5 starters. And I believe you guys return all of your bench too, and you're going to be adding on. So the future does look pretty bright for you guys, but is it just to concentrate on this year and worry about next year?
Right now, yeah, we just got to stay focused.
Brady?
I'd say so.
So far, you guys are 14-6. Where did you guys think you would be at this stage of the season, before the season?
I feel like we didn't expect as much, but I feel like we're right where I thought we'd be.
Yeah, I agree. We lost some we shouldn't have, but we also won some.
Yeah, you won some games. The game, I think, at Palatine was a big
a good
win.
team.
I think the game at Central was a big win for you guys, and then Morton too. So, it's 3 games there. I think things do kind of even out. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. That'll do it for this week's Justin Dehm Show. We'll see you Friday night against Washington.